This is Shawn Conrad. Thank you for taking the time to visit this page. I wasn't making the money that I needed to sustain me and my first daughter who was getting ready to be born. And I left the music industry. And I would run into people all the time who would learn about my past and they would ask me, "What are you doing here? You should be out creating. You should be out making music. I told my wife about you. I can't believe I work with you." And I've had to do this over and over again to make sure that I can provide for my daughters, to make sure that if my mom needs me and when my mom needs me, that I'd be there and I'd be ready, to make sure that I can take care of my bills. I remember when I first met LL Cool J. We were in this club and we're standing next to each other listening to music. And he's like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "What's up?" And I thought to myself, let me tell him my name and introduce myself formally. And I was like, "Hey, And he said, "You don't have to tell me who you are. I've been watching you all weekend on MTV. I know who you are." And I was like, wow. Busta Rhymes would always tell me, "Fresh, hip hop needs you, man. Hip hop needs you." And I was like, wow, that's nice of him to say. I met Redman shortly after I won the world championship. He was at my house. And he looked at the rounds that I was going through to win this world championship. And when he was done, he said, "You're the best I've ever heard." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And in one session, Redman and Keith Murray showed up. And Redman asked Keith Murray, "You know who this is?" Keith Murray looked at me and said, "No." Redman said, "That's Freshco." Keith Murray walked up to me, shook my hand and said, "I started rapping because of you." I would have never guessed that. I was humbled. I was honored. The Notorious B.I.G., when we met, as soon as he got in the car, he started rapping all the lyrics to my song, Now You Know. And after that, he said, "You're not catching me out there. I know how good you are. I'm not getting on tape with you. You're not going to embarrass me." And I just started laughing. I didn't even know how to react. And he said, "Seriously, I'm not getting on tape with you. You're not going to catch me out there." And the only reason why you hear me and the Notorious B.I.G. rapping is because DJ Enough hit the record button when I started rapping, playing my track, and the Notorious B.I.G. had to jump in. I was talking at a father's conference, sharing how I embrace my daughters and things that I do with my daughters. And I was encouraging all the men in the room how we need to embrace our kids and what it means to them to be embraced so that when they grow up, they have a good story to tell. And one young man in the crowd said what I was saying was really touching him. And he said, he feels like crying. And he started to cry. And I knew that my experiences with hip hop, with rapping on the One Piece theme and all these different things that I've done in my life, it's not over. It's not over. I can help people still. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for even coming here and considering being a supporter, helping to support what I do so it can touch people all over the world.